You may have been experiencing this lately, that as you've been leveling up in your life, as this energy grows and grows and your power expands, things are not slowing down. I know you've recognized this. It's only getting faster and faster. This incredibleness that you are is speeding up. And it's our responsibility in this awakening, in this power that's expanding in our lives, to listen to what is being spoken within us and to move forward with it. As in, when something comes to you from the universe, from God, from your heart, and this power speaks so clearly to you and shows you what to do next, it's each of our responsibilities to do that. And every time we do, it expands the power in our lives more and more and more. And the way we're able to show up for each other expands more and more and more. But what does it all come to? It comes to really a single decision, in my opinion, from what I've experienced. It's really just a single decision. A decision to be all in. A decision to unconditionally, no matter what, be who you really are. And as your power expands, as more and more energy is given to you by the universe, and I know you've been experiencing this, as that energy expands, more and more is going to be asked of you. We're being given more and more energy and more gifts so that we can use them to give even more to each other, to show up even more for each other, to show up for the world, for our communities. And it all really does come to that single decision of being willing to move forward from that space. A lot of people overestimate what they can accomplish in a day or a week. And I can relate, maybe you've experienced this too in your life, where you have this huge expansion of energy, you feel super pumped and really positive, and you're like, I'm going to achieve this. I mean, you write for yourself the most insane to-do list and the world has ever seen, and you just bust your chops trying to get it all done. And what happens is we end up burning out. See, what we're doing is we're overestimating what we can accomplish in a day, and we're really underestimating what we can accomplish in our lifetime. You are absolutely destined for greatness. You absolutely are. Check this video out in the cards at the end of this video. You really are destined for greatness. There's a greatness within you, and it's ready to be unleashed. And I know you're unleashing it. But the more and more you allow it to come through, and the more you unleash it without holding it back, without being reserved, without being afraid, what if this happens? What if that happens? We get so fixated on what will people think of us or what will happen to my financial situation. But when you trust what is spoken from within to you, when you trust in that power and you move forward with it, no matter what fears you're encountering in yourself or in your life, when you do that, that's when the most incredible rewards show up. And the best reward of all is being able to be who you really are. And there's this incredibleness to it. I mean, there really is this incredibleness when you're really being yourself. It just feels great. I mean, it feels great. It feels magical. And I can only speak for myself in this sense. Everything that I've ever been looking for or trying to accomplish in my life, I mean, you get to receive it right here, right now, just by being yourself. And I never knew how much success I could actually experience in my life, how much gratitude, how much appreciation. And what I really wanted to emphasize in this video, how important that decision is, to be all in. So I wonder if you'd be willing to reflect right now with me too. Let's reflect together. Let's put our hands over our heart and just tune into our heart space. And let's just be honest with ourselves about some things that may have been popping up in our field this week. Little hits, little downloads. Usually I know that they're valid when they're full of gratitude and appreciation and have to do with that kind of energy. So let's feel into those. Maybe some things have been asked of you. Maybe something came up, you thought you should reach out to someone and tell them how much you love them, but you didn't do it because you're caught up in your schedule. That's okay. But that came to you from within. That was given to you by the universe, and it's the most pure energy, but you didn't do it yet, right? So maybe there's certain things that are coming up in our field. Let's reflect on that now together. Oftentimes, it can be so easy when something like this comes up from within us, to just ignore it or bypass it because, oh, well, actually, I got to get my work done. Or, oh, I want to watch this show, actually. Or, just some examples. And we bypass it and we ignore it and we put it off. And what we're doing is we're putting off who we really are. We're putting off this pure, incredible guidance being given to us. And the best part is that the more we listen and we actually act on those things immediately, you start to grow this muscle, and I call it the decision muscle. Everything in your life is a muscle. When you make a decision, every time something comes up within you and you know that it's true, you know that it's in your highest good and it's in the highest good of all. You know that it's part of your true path. You know it when it comes up. So every time that we actually make the decision to follow through and act on it immediately, that decision muscle grows stronger and stronger, and more energy comes to us. More and more opportunities, more vibe, more everything shows up. I mean, it really is amazing how that works. We really live in an incredibly abundant world. Now, I've been looking in the comments a lot on these videos and speaking with some of my friends. I'm doing the best I can to speak with as many of you as I can. Of course, I know you understand. But I've seen a lot of comments from people who are struggling with letting go, and they want to have a little bit more of a conversation on that. And I want to let you know that there's some videos coming up about that, so make sure to stay tuned. But I wanted to say right now that the most powerful thing that I ever did for myself in terms of that letting go energy, in terms of being able to relax and trust the universe and let it guide you, is to actually act on the guidance, right? So it's this perfect balance between both letting go and actually taking action. Letting go doesn't mean just sitting in the same place not doing anything, assuming that everything's going to work out. Everything will work out, you'll be okay. But the fact of the matter is that the people who are experiencing the most extraordinary reality for themselves are people who are taking lots of action. They're taking massive action, and they're really dedicating themselves to specific things. I'm only here right now doing this, which I mean, it's just mind-blowing to me because 4 years ago, I never could have dreamed that this would be my reality, but I made a decision to make videos every single week and not stop, and I've stuck true to that. I just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. So what in your life could you keep going at? What could you dedicate yourself more to? If you're seeing this video, I think it's highly possible that you and I are synchronized and we're going through a similar shift and transformation together. Do not underestimate your dedication to making actual decisions in your life, to not just sitting there and waiting for something to happen, but instead making an actual decision to be that version of you who's there in the right place at the time, making it happen. Because the fact of the matter is the universe has got your back, but you are the universe. So if you don't have your own back, how can you expect the universe to have your back? It doesn't make sense, right? We have to show up. God has given us the power of God. And I personally believe that we exercise that power by making actual decisions in our life. And in my opinion, the best decisions that pay off the best and are the most rewarding are the decisions that come from the heart. And I know it can be scary to trust and move forward. But I've said something a few times now that I'm going to keep saying, and it's that if you don't trust yet, if you don't trust in your true power, if you don't trust in the universe, if you don't trust in God, move forward anyways. Because when you do that, God, the universe, who you really are, gives you direct evidence, like little wins, lots of like synchronistic things saying, hey, good job, keep going. And so you trust more and more, and then you start taking even bigger leaps because you trust and you have that faith. I'm personally taking massive leaps in my life right now that blow my mind. I never knew that I could be at this level of consciousness. It's incredible. And I know that you're experiencing it too. And I'm so confident to keep taking these leaps because I know who I am. And so I really truly believe that the best way to know who you are is to trust the guidance you're getting. Tune into your heart space as much as you possibly can throughout the day. Separate yourself from your work if it's getting chaotic or whatever's going on. Actually care about yourself enough to step aside and take some breaths. Tune into yourself. See what's there, feel what's there. You can trust that part of you, you really can. Now, I'm really excited to tell you that we're doing some transformation events here now on Vibes and Frequencies. And if you want to learn more about that, and to be part of these live events, you can find information about that tag in this description, as well as other Vibes and Frequencies services if you feel called to. Step by step, we're becoming more and more ourselves. We're becoming more and more in alignment with the incredible power of the universe. What a special, amazing time for us to be here. Let's wrap this video up with tuning back into our heart space by putting our hands over our heart. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. I know sometimes it's tough. I know a lot of you are going through challenges that I personally cannot relate to, and I know I've been through some that you might not be able to relate to. But it's what we do in those times. It's the decisions that we do make in those challenges that create who we are. So let's take a big breath now together, all in and out at the same time. Here we go. Exhale. You feel how natural that is? That the air just lets itself out? That's how easy it is to let go. You're letting go all throughout the day, thousands and thousands of times. You're breathing without even trying. That's how easy it is to let go. Now let's take another breath in together, and let's feel this high vibrational energy of this heart connection that we've got going on. Because I know that you know the same thing I do right now, that we are both on an incredible trajectory. An unstoppable force to be reckoned with you are. I know. How amazing to be here. You've dreamed of it your whole life, and here it is right now. How grateful. Let's take this breath. The consciousness and the incredibleness of you, these amazing people in this community, you're what I'm most grateful for. Thanks. Much love to you, and I'll see you for the next video.